Hello again, this is Deja Vu, and now we are on to set 2 of Internet White Knights versus Team Attrition in this week 7 of the SC2GG Star Cup. And in the first game we saw Night Fox and Splax play in a PvP, and Splax did take that for Internet White Knights. So we have set 2, we have Napkin for Team Attrition, the Zerg player here at the 11 o'clock position, and Semih, a Protoss player for Internet White Knights here in the, let's say, 2 o'clock position. And these are both probably more experienced players in the 1v1 than we saw in the last matchup. Napkin has, I think, 2 games played and wins in the 2v2, and then he has, I think he's 1-1 or 2-1 in the in 1v1. And Semih is something, I don't know, something ridiculous, like 6-2 or 5-2, something awesome for Internet White Knights. I think he's been their ace player and everything. So this should be a good game. This is on gaema gowon, which I've never actually seen a game played on it before. But yeah, I'm interested to see what they come up with. It looks like Napkin did send his Overlord out in the correct direction to begin with, so he's going to get the initial scout on Semih. Semih is throwing up his pylon relatively near his ramp, and he's just going to take his probe and search for Napkin as well. It looks like Napkin's going to go for an Overlord, so I'm going to guess this is going to be an Overpull. Maybe he might be going for a 12 hatch. We'll see here. And it looks like, yeah, Semih is going to be scouting out Napkin at the right location right off the bat. And yeah, it does look like Napkin's going to be going for a 12 pull here, or 12 hatch, sorry. Or 12 something anyways. I'm going to assume it's 12 hatch. And yeah, Semih just gets the probe in there. He's going to try and pick off, and Napkin's just going to chase him off with a drone. Gateway going up for Semih. Nothing special going on yet. Normal 10 gauge. He's probably going to throw down as a assimilator next. Yeah, it looks like that's what the probe is there waiting in. Yeah, there goes the assimilator. The probe for Semih is going to try and stop Napkin from putting up his expansion, because Napkin is going for this 12 hatch build, and that probe is going to bother that drone a lot. Napkin needs to move that drone and bring in a second drone to try and fend off this probe, so that we can actually get this 12 hatch down. Because if he's forced to sit here and wait for too long, that's going to be very, very wasteful. This is something we see Protoss players try to do a lot against a 12 hatch. So Napkin has a couple options. He can either bring another drone over to fight off this probe, or he can just build his hatchery like over here in a bad spot, and then build his third hatchery right there. But it doesn't look like he's choosing to do either actually here. I think he really should choose one or the other and go for it. Looks like he decided to throw down a 12 pool instead, but with gas, but this is probably going to put him behind a lot, and he's going to go for that second hatchery inside of his base. I don't agree with this at all. I think it would have been easy enough for him to just bring another drone off the line and kill this probe, or at least chase it off and get that hatchery down, so that we could go for the build that he really wanted. Rather than, I don't think he didn't need to change his strategy here yet, but he decided to. And Semih is going for a normal tech build, and he's throwing up his core right now, getting his next pylon and everything. Looks like he's playing it relatively by the book. And that drone even goes down for Napkin. So this is just going really bad for Napkin here in the beginning game. He didn't get his expansion down. He went for that 12 hatch build, but he didn't actually get it. He was delayed by the probe for Semih, and then he was forced to throw down a pool inside of his base and another hatchery inside of his base, inside of his main before getting his expansion. So this is really going to throw him off of his game. I was going to expect some sort of 3 hatch Muto, or maybe even a 2 base lurker build, but instead we're going to see what Napkin can do on the fly, because this is definitely not what his original intention was for this game. It was interesting though. Okay, so Napkin did get Zerglings into Semih's base. That's what he's going to be going for. And it looks like they did mostly get picked off. Semih was forced to pull a bunch of drones off the line. I think 1 or 2 of them did go down. But these Zerglings are now going to go try and bother the drone line, or the probe line for Semih. And Semih is just throwing down a Stargate, so he's going to be going for Corsair or something. 1 base Corsair or something. We'll see what that is. And it looks like Napkin is going to catch these. He did catch a Zealot there. He did trap it with all of his Zerglings, which is really good. If he can trap the second Zealot and then just have a field day against these probes, that'd be really, really good. I don't think he should really be going for these pylons and stuff. I think he should just try and push and get this Zealot. But it looks like he lost too many Zerglings He did get the Zealot, but too many Zerglings went down, and the pros were able to finish them off. But Napkin is bringing in 4 more Zerglings, but I don't think this is going to be successful with 5 probes. But if nothing else, you can try and keep Semih from mining with all of these drones, which is definitely at least useful. And Corsair out for Semih. I hope Napkin has he does not have Lair, he does not have an Evolution Chamber, so he's going to be in real trouble here. He's going to go for this all-in, he's going to pull the drones off the line, he's just going to go in all-in right here, and go for semih and see if you can take him off right now with Zerglings and drones. This is going to be really interesting because if okay, so it doesn't look like semih only has one gateway, so he's not going to have a lot of Zergling or a lot of Zealots or anything. So this is going to be very interesting to see whether or not Napkin can do this. He should really try and take these Zerglings and get this around on the Zealot and kill that Zealot first before the drones are seen, because now that the drones are seen, now semih is going to know exactly what's going to happen. He's going to try and block it. Okay, nice, very nice drone drill by Napkin. He was able to force the Zealots off the ramp, so now the Zerglings and drones are up on top of the ramp, and he needs to get an effective surround on these Zealots and try and take them down. If he can take down the Zealots, the game will be over and the probes will go down very quickly. But it doesn't look like he's able to do that. It looks like, no, he's splitting up his Zerglings. He needs to focus fire with those Zerglings and get them surrounded one Zealot at a time, but he decided to, or I don't know, but he accidentally hit a bunch of them at the same time and split his damage up, which was completely ineffective, and he was forced to GG as soon as all those most of the Zerglings went down, because the Corsair did go out for semih and it was just going to sit there and pop Overlords. There's nothing Napkin can do. So yeah, that's set 2. semih takes it for Internet White Knights, and they go up 2-0. And it looks like they take the set because I think the third set was forfeit by attrition. I don't think they had enough players, and so there won't be a set 4 or no ace match or anything. So good game, semih and Napkin. Internet White Knights takes week 7. Signing off.